Okay, so today I'm going to be making a video on the Atari 800 emulator, and that's the emulator for the Atari 5200. So this is where you could download it. I'm going to go into the URL and put that in there. So this is what you have to get to use it, and it's all at GitHub at this URL right there. And you could pick the one for AMC64, or you could pick the Windows 32 version. And for me, I'll be selecting this version right here. There's also the Raspberry Pi 4 Buster version, but today we'll be doing it on the Windows 10 operating system. So going to be downloading this, and we also need to download the BIOS, and I found the BIOS here, and I'll be going to that URL as well. I'll be downloading that BIOS pack as well. I'll be saving that there. And this is the folder that I want to extract everything to. So I'm going to go to my download folder. For you it could be here, but for me it's somewhere else. But for most people it's on it's right here. So I'm going to go to the download folder and I'm going to be extracting it. I'm going to be calling Atari 800. Go here, go there, just get everything in there and just drag it right on here, just like that. And I also want to put the BIOS files in there as well. And the BIOS pack is here, so I'm going to call this BIOS, make a folder and call it BIOS. I just press Alt Control, or you could just go here and create a folder, which I did. Alt Control N. Okay. Call it BIOS folder. I'm going to put all the BIOS files in here, just like that. Done. So this is the file that I want to run. This is the exe file with the emulator. Before I do that, I'm just going to scan it to make sure it's safe. 0 threats found. It's a safe file to run. I'm going to create another folder called ROMs. Games. And for this emulator, you can't run games that are zipped up. So what you have to do is you need to unzip the game and put it in there. Just a raw. They're called dot. Let's see what kind of files they are. .a52 files. Okay. That's the format of the files. I'm gonna put some games in here. Gremlins. Let's try Pac-Man or something. Okay. That's good. Maybe one more. Missile Command. Starfighter. Okay, so I put the ROMs in that folder. I put the BIOS in this folder. Now I'm going to start out this program. Run anyways. Okay, now I'm going to open up this, expand it. Press F1 to get here, the F1 key. Now I have to set the BIOS configuration up. So go to Emulator, Configuration, Enter. Next thing I want to do is go to System ROM Settings, first thing I want to set is 400, 800 OS ROM locations. Enter. First thing I want to do is called Rev A PAL. I'm going to press enter. Go into the BIOS folder, and that's for the Rev A PAL is called Atari OSA, which is right here. Enter. You have to get this correct or it's not going to work. Custom is called Atari OSB, which is right there. Enter. Now I want to get out of here. Exit. Escape key. Next thing is XLXE OS ROM location. Enter. And the one that I want to set it up for is for BB01 Rev 2. And press enter here and locate that. So that's Atari XL.ROM, which is right here. Enter. And what I want to do now is press escape and go to 5200 BIOS ROM locations. Enter. For original, and it's called Atari 5200.ROM. Enter. Escape. And basic ROM locations. Enter. And this one is for basic ROM location would be for Rev C, and that would be called Atari BAS.ROM. And press enter. Press escape. Escape. Save configuration file. If you don't save it, then it's not going to save it, and you're going to have to do this every time, so you don't want to do that. So press enter. It says configuration file updated, and next go here. So save configuration on exit on default. That's good. Press escape. Now we could run the ROMs. We could go to display settings here. And let's see. Video mode settings. We could go here and set it to full screen, but I'm not going to do this because I'm making this video, so just for the video's sake, I'm not going to do it. But you could go here and select, press enter and yes, and you could set the resolution here to whatever you like. And you can set the aspect ratio as well. So my monitor is a 1080p monitor, so the aspect ratio is 16:9. So let's run a ROM or a game. So go to Run Atari Program, or you could use Alt R and you can do that as well. So I'm going to go into the ROMs folder. Let's try Gremlins. Standard 32 KB. Okay. It appears to be working. So to start the game, press F4. The F4 key. I didn't do anything to the controls. I've just plugged in my USB controller. I'm just using it just like that. So I'm playing Gremlins. This is my favorite game for the Atari 5200. Let's play again. If you ever saw the movie Gremlins, if these little guys eat food at midnight or something, they turn into the hideous looking gremlins, which you see right here, like that gremlin. So you're supposed to put them all into the cage before, so they don't go out and cause mischief. And if they go into water, they multiply. To get out, press the F1 key, just like that, and we could just start another ROM. not all of these work, so if it doesn't work, you just select the one that does work. So I'm going to press that. This one does work, which is good. F4 to start. Just wait until we get here. Okay. Dang, that is too damn fast. Alright, let me get out of here. F1. Let's try Pac-Man. This one doesn't work, you see. Let's try that one. That one doesn't work either. This one works. And again, F4 to start the game. This looks a lot better than the Atari 2600 version. But it isn't better than the arcade version, I'll tell you that much. The 5200 didn't do very well in terms of sales or anything. It wasn't a successful video game console like the Atari 2600 or anything like that. Whoops. Uh-oh. Got cornered. Yeah, as you can see, the ROM, this game or ROM does work for this emulator. And this is the exact same emulator which is used on RetroPie and RetroArch as well. So to configure it would be the same process, basically. Whoops. Alright, let me get out of here. F1 to get out. You could also configure the controller here. But if you plug in any USB joystick, the button should already be configured, and this is also true in RetroPie if you're using the when you're using the Atari 800 emulator. And to get out, just exit emulator, and to start it, just go back and start it. And see, when I started it, it starts the last game that I loaded. So I go back to F1, press F1, and I can select the game that I want. Just go to ROMs, and let me try Dig Dug this time. If this one doesn't work, so press F1. Let's see if this works. That one doesn't work either. Now it's working. Okay. I still say that arcade version is a lot better than this. Well, the Atari 5200 was supposed to be the replacement for the Atari 2600, and it is better, but it isn't better by that much, really. Alright. Alright, that's it. Let me get out of here. Press F1. You could just press F9 to exit the emulator too, the F9 key, just like that. So if you know the key shortcut, it's much more efficient. So I'll leave all of this in the video description so you can get it. And I do have a Atari 5200, so I could use a ROM for it. I have all the Ataris at my parents' house. I have the Atari 2600, the original one. I think it's a black one with the wood grain. I have the Atari 5200. I have the Atari 7800. I have the Nintendo Entertainment System, the ColecoVision, and television. I even had a Neo Geo back when I was a teenager. I had all those video game consoles. Anyways, that's it. So that's how you run this emulator for the Atari 5200, and that's it. So thanks for watching by Ace 1000KS 1975.